Hello everybody, welcome back to the Landedkiller show. Today we are going to be featuring, as you can see, Canarias here. So this is going to be a Canarias first impressions video along with some container openings. So we'll start with the container opening here. See, we got two firepower containers. So we're just going to open them up for you guys, and then I'm going to get into my overview of Canarias. There we go. Look at it. Look at that. Credits. What's this other one gonna do? Let's see. Oh, we got a ship. What ship? Did we really just get lucky right now and get something? What do you know? That is luck right there, if I do say so myself. So we have 4 Sherman. Okay, well, I guess now I have another ship review that I gotta add to the plate. Surprise! I did not. That is crazy. Where's that hiding? I do have the F Sherman here. 4 Sherman. Alright, so this will be a... That will be a future ship review right there, but back to Canarias. That was complete luck right there, just want you guys know that. I'm gonna have to pull that out on stream later. Oh, when you're watching this, that stream will have already happened. The little anniversary stream. Without further ado, let's get into our armor and Canarias. 16 millimeters at the front. We got a small section of 30 millimeters at the bottom. 25 millimeter frontal plate. The top is 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Superstructure is 13, and we got a small section of conning tower 25 and 25 and 25. And for our deck, surprisingly, it's pretty strong. 38 meters, 38 millimeters here. You can see here. That's pretty thick. Aft deck is 16. Aft superstructure 13. Turrets are armored the same. Our barbette is 25. Double check the one at the front. No, the front is 25 too. Interesting. So we got a small little sliver of 51 millimeters right in here, so that must be part of the Citadel. We have a 25 millimeter armor belt here, 25 millimeter armor belt here. There's some tiny sliver of 51, as you can see right there. How this is going to look once I take this off. Interesting. This is an interesting Citadel design. So our Citadel deck is 38, armored slope 38, torpedo bulkhead 25. Front at the warship 37 millimeters, 5 millimeters at the sides, 30 millimeters at the bottom. Now let's get into our main battery. Survivability 35,100, torpedo damage reduction 10%. Main battery guns, they reload in 12 seconds, 180 degree turn time is 22.5 seconds. Sector armament. Okay, let's take a look at these guns up close, shall we? Take a look at our damage. So it has armor piercing shells only at 38,000 damage, 814 millimeter per second velocity. We've got some secondaries, some 8 by 120 millimeter guns. I wonder if we're gonna see a line of destroyers or prim destroyer having these guns. We'll have to see. Decent range of 16.2 kilometers. That's not bad for tier 6. We get 1 airstrike flight. Now let's get into our AA. Some 20 millimeter cannons right here, as you can see. It looks like those would be hand mounted. So you'd have a person sitting on the other side trying to fire that up into the sky. You got a 37 millimeter gun mounted dually right over here, which is interesting. I believe from my study of the war from World War II is that Spain was a neutral party. I think they might have shipped some arms, but I believe they were neutral. So let's look at continuous damage, 698. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Damage per shell explosions 11,190. Priority sector reinforcement 50%. Fire range 5.2 kilometers. Which is actually pretty good. That's just about the skip bomber range of Seraph, if I remember right. Speed 34.7 knots. course, it's going to go faster once you turn on speed boost by about 15% faster. Turning circle radius 740 meters. Rudder shift time was around 9 seconds before I added on the equipment, so it's 7.7 seconds here. Because I have the equipment that reduces rudder shift time by 20%. Sealment goes all the way from 0 to 16.2 depending on the circumstance. Predictability by depths 0 to 6.5. Predictability by air 6.5 normally, 9.5 when on fire, 10.5 after firing a gun shell. Assured detectability range 2 kilometers, 6.4 when firing off your guns. Captain skills. So this is what I chose on a whim because that's what it's recommended. Last stand in case the rudder gets hit. Priority target in case you see all the ships firing at you. Adrenaline rush to help when they're firing at you. And top grade gunner to help when I'm in a circumstance when there's a lot of enemies around me. Alright, let's go into how you can obtain Canarias here. So, at the present time, it is in here. It's in here in this Gibraltar Pillars segment of the armory. And see here that we have at the docks. You can see here, full disclosure, I've gotten Port of Dartmouth, Harbor of Liverpool, or all ships of Ferrol. Because each token here, it's one battle, pretty much. And playing 60 or 70 battles in such short notice is kind of not possible. So you can see here, if you earn more tokens here, that I could get the firepower container, or I could get Dido, which I'm most likely going to go after Dido next, of course. So I got 49 battles to play between now and 2 weeks from now, essentially, to get that. Or I could do this and shorten that down to 19 battles. We'll see. And I'll touch on this briefly. You got your firepowers and all these tier 10s on sale. Oh, there's a whole bunch more than this on the premium shop. But you got your firepower containers, so I'll briefly show what those have. 5% chance. So there's 3 drops, right? You got this drop right here, the XP, Commander XP, or 90,000 credits, 900,000 credits. And then you have the one item, which could be one of these tier 10s here, a good selection, or 25 signals of the same type. 44% coal. So you're most likely just going to get more experience or signals. Don't expect to get a result like I did where you just immediately get 4 Sherman after the second container, okay? And you do have 25, after 25 containers, you'll guarantee a ship after that pretty much. It's completely random on that sort of thing. As for if Canarias and Dido will be sold for doubloons in the future, I imagine so. I just think they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait a little bit before they directly sell them, just to get people to grind out the event or buy those bundles there. But nothing's confirmed yet. Nothing's confirmed at this time. So right now, only the 11.1 section there, the Gibraltar Dockyard section, will allow you to get the ship. Without further ado, we'll just go into battle here, and we're gonna... What am I doing? I'm being silly. I'll show you my equipment here. Consumables. Main armaments mod 1. Engine boost modification 1 to take advantage of speed boost, but ideally probably engine room protection. Or you could even go hydroacoustic search, but on a cruiser, I value speed more. I chose aiming systems mod 1. Armament could be made for main battery system mod 2. Steering gears to take advantage of the engine boost. Otherwise, you could make the argument for this. Honestly, this are better bets. Let's see here, we got standard repair party. Got hydroacoustic search here. 4 kilometers, which isn't that bad. And speed boost 15%. 85.5 second reload time, 3 charges. Obviously, you can get superintendent on here, future, and you can bump that up a little bit. So, further ado, let's take this sucker out into battle and see what it's got. Alright. Add a little tier 6s and tier 5s. Should be a good way to test this out. I didn't expect to get Forrest Sherman, like that was a surprise to me. I'm gonna have to just... I don't know. Figure out how I'm gonna do this. Really loud. Really loud commanders, I don't know why. I don't know why the voice lines are louder. Weird. Pop on speed boost. Look at that. 3 minutes and 53 seconds with the consumable. Speeding around the map now. This bridge design is different, must say. I believe this is actually a modified British cruiser design. I just forget which one. Maybe Town Class? Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. I want to fire off my guns at some and see how well they do. Let's see. Boost bite. Now, Canarias kind of has an interesting history because when it was in test, it was given a super special firing mode pretty much where it could fire different volleys, but that has not made it to the final version. The final version just has your standard guns. Thank goodness for that. I don't think we need those mechanics down at the lower tiers. Bad. Got an aircraft coming at me. These shells fire pretty slow. Velocity's not quite there. Like closer to that of American cruisers. Oh, great. Do not have torpedoes, so you have to be careful. Really careful when the destroyers come up on you like this. Oh man, don't. Man. Ah. Well, that's what happens sometimes, you know? Alright. Alrighty, I'm gonna clip in a battle that's better than that one, guys, for you. So just hold tight. I will have edited it in by now. Here we go. Another round of Canarias. This time I aim to do better than the last round. Just did my first battle in Forest Sherman while I was waiting for Canarias to come back. It's really different to play as a destroyer. Very different. Really hard to aim those torpedoes too. I'm gonna have to spend some time playing some battles on it before I can give a decent review on it, I think. We'll see. Seems like this ship can get up to speed pretty well and hit pretty hard. You have to be in the right circumstances for those shells to really hit. At least for Canarias as far as it's concerned. I must say, only having armor-piercing shells kind of does suck in some circumstances. But it's something to get used to with this ship. Dido, hopefully I can get sometime in the future. See how those shells just take a while to land? It means you have to aim a little ahead of time. I wish Canarias had some torpedoes on it sometimes. See, the ship handles pretty decently. And go down pretty easily because of its armor scheme. Deck is fine, it's the Citadel that just seems to be pretty high in the water. That's my concern with it, is the Citadel's a little too high in the water. Who the heck am I? Hey. Sorry. Let's get some decent damage on Pensacola. I think these have a heavier charge, so they hit a little harder than normal armor piercing. It's a tier 8 battle, perfect. Took him out. Okay. Turn around and face this Cleveland. I gotta turn around. Bad damage. And like I was saying before, there's no confirmation on when this ship will be available for direct sale. There we go. That's how you do it. Alright, there we go. Overall, this seems like a fun ship, but you probably want to play her more in a light cruiser role, just because it takes damage easily. As you can see, there's that Forest Sherman battle. Take this off for a minute. Your Citadel's pretty high above the water, so you want to be careful and play this ship accordingly. Above the waterline, so you want to be very careful when playing this. Play it more like a light cruiser versus a heavy cruiser. That's my advice to anybody on this ship. And hopefully I'll have a Forest Sherman review out shortly for Forest Sherman. We'll see. Otherwise I'll do a lower tier. Just depends on what I can get my hands on. Anyway, have a good rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe.